China RL is one of my favorite Reddit page. They offer authentic Chinese view of what is going on in China. People here tends to be Chinese people living in China because censorship. They can't talk smack. They're jumping over the wall and then posting on Reddit, or Chinese people who just recently migrated to the West. And I'll share some of these opinions I have. Let's start with this video.
我来去过户了，哎，有什么屋啦？这房子。
There's a lot to compact in this video. They sold their house that's worth 5 million Chinese yuan, and they moved to Inner Mongolia, somewhere that's considerably more poor. They're talking about them. They sell their houses that's worth a lot to Inner Mongolia. A lot of farmer, a lot of sheeps. Chinese people perceive to be poor. Literal sheeps, as you see in the video here. A lot of people are accusing them of running away from the city, and you are also like, you're gonna offer your kids a less opportunity to grow. They're mentioning big city are great still, but the housing prices is enormous in China. He mentioning the education is pretty poorly. Like education is very intense. 1.3 billion people in China, right? So like we in America, ACT is hard. Imagine Chinese students face 4 times more pressure, because that's the reality that Chinese kids are facing. The parents here is offering another perspective. Taking kids to another place offer them more possibility. There's this concept of the finish line. It's very important for the students not to lose on the starting line. This idea is illogical. Every student, they start at a different place, develop their skill and talent. And the parents are talking about they want their kids to grow up around farms and more rural area because they don't want their children to discriminate against farmers. The lowest class in China historically has been the farmers. Like every government, doesn't matter it's Tang Dynasty, right, or the Republic of China, have always took money from farmers, abused their power. Farmers never really were very wealthy. Landlord was wealthy. There's a lot of wealth inequality between somebody who lived in the city and a farmer. Interesting video. I think very insightful. That's pretty good. I'm reading the English and the Chinese one at the same time. Okay. I think this is a little funny post we could get to. What is the fundamental difference between Chinese society and the Western society? Michael Jackson's moonwalk. It looks like he's walking forward, but actually he's walking backward. And it says do not allow to spread. So I don't know what happened. Censored emoji. Okay. Title here says the truck driver wanted to use the number 2, but then they asked him to isolate for 7 days, and bro, he had a mental breakdown. China is a country where people who do a lot of physical labor, hard labor, their labor rights are not as protected. A plumber, electricians, truck driver, they don't make as much money. There is no union, not as intensive labor rights protection as US. He said he's been driving for more than dozens of hours. I was peeing in my car. I want to go number 2. So I walked out, and you're not gonna let me move. You're gonna isolate me for 7 days. He think the COVID police, they are thugs, as they force me to regulate. It's so tough to be a truck driver. No one is speaking for the truck drivers. They're mentioning 75 as that's like $75 the punishment. So they see him taking a number 2 and they test him for COVID. That was the punishment, 75 yuan. So that's roughly about $12.11. He believes COVID vaccine regulators, they're inhuman. That literal translation be they do not care about their face. He's saying that the purpose of stopping COVID and society to prosper, not causing suffering among the population. He's saying COVID lockdown, no one died. But I hear in a song that 2 little girls died from it. He called him the B word.
Slay!
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of anger and frustration in China. That is very true. Oh, yeah. Chinese Taiwan conflict. And this is from a insider. I'm gonna read first. Some edit magic dragon. I think very insightful. That's pretty good. This post is according to an insider. They worked on military project in China and they're realizing there's a lot of issue, and if China do attack Taiwan, it will go very unwell. Most of his points arguing that the current equipment are outdated. Just the newer equipment at higher end level are just not there yet. A lot of circuitry are broken. No one taking care of them, and it's more for top political power to grab money. So there's a lot of money to be made in the military. They're making money, but they're not really building stuff. No matter how much money China pour in military, there will be no result. And that is a systematic issue. You can't just solve it with funding. Military is used more for money laundering than actually fighting. You know, Reddit, end of the day, is Reddit. You could believe it, you cannot believe it.
Take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I don't know. I don't have an opinion. Something someone says. People are complaining about Elon Musk being sus. This is the post about domestication. They're talking about people being become animals. So they're saying the people around them trained by the government. This is like a little poetry this person almost wrote. Looking at the people around me, changing their attitude. Happiness in the past is, oh, I don't have to do COVID test today. Happiness now is, ooh, the COVID test line is very short. I can get the COVID test very soon. So they're talking about how now you gotta do COVID tests every day. Yeah. Taiwanese netizen and Chinese netizen fight online on YouTube. Taiwanese netizen will be like, "Did you do your COVID test? Go do your COVID test, and then talk to me." That is one of the comeback that they use. I don't believe is a mandatory COVID test daily in China. However, there are areas where you do have to do COVID tests every day. This thread used to be a lot more 50-50. A lot of people are very pro-Chinese. But nowadays, I think pretty much everyone who live in China is like, man, there's some issue. Like the party, it really does have some issue. The girl I like is not replying very quickly. You guys think I have a chance? And then it says, okay, they're trolling. It says, Happy New Year. And then she said, same to you. And then a year later, he said, Happy New Year. She said, same to you. And a year later, he said, Happy New Year. She said, same to you. And then a year later, he said, Happy New Year. She said, same to you. This is meme. This is too meme. And the first comment, yeah, they said, oh yeah, she told you, same to you. So maybe there's still opportunity for you. Same to you. Everyone's saying same to you. Okay, we have a non-COVID conversation. Do you have friends in real life? I have 2 friends, but I don't have anyone that actually can have a good conversation with me. I don't like to share as much in my own life, and I never send anything in my social media page. There's a lot of thoughts I have in my heart, but I don't want to share with others. And I'm not really good at maintaining relationship. When I was students, I had a good friend, but once we graduated, we lost all connection. And the 2 friends I have is a long lost friends, and I feel like in some ways living as one individual, it's pretty good. I was wondering, do you guys have friends in real life? Do you have a lot of friends? How do you even spend your time? How do you relieve stress? In the comment section, it's only your girlfriend is your real friend. Other one are only guests. This person says, so true. only boyfriends. And then the second comment says, your friends are the real friends that can stay with your life. Your girlfriend, most of them are just guests in your life. And then the comment below that, they broke up. Broke old iron. That means penetrated me, even though I'm made of iron. This is basically Chinese saying of for real, for real. And then the next comment said, I had many great friends. For example, the supreme leader Mao Zedong. When I grow up, I understood something. The one that will pull you forward is a good friend. The one will pull you multiple times is a girlfriend. I have no idea what that means. I'm gonna be honest. You guys learn from that. I hope you have something you got from this. That is all. See ya.